All right, people. So I'm here with your Raw review from last week. Let me just get right into the show here. So we have Alexa Bliss coming out to cut a promo. I thought it was actually a pretty good promo here, which is a change from the Divas division. I mean, most divas don't know how to cut a promo when they talk. It's very unnatural, like Nikki Bella. But I mean, it was actually a good promo. I mean, Charlotte's cut some decent promos. I mean, she's not great, but no, I mean, I like this promo. You know, you have all the divas standing around her, and she's kind of teasing them, and a little comedy in there too. When she gets to Nia Jax, she says, "I'm not gonna mess with you." I mean, and the thing I liked about this is they actually gave it enough time. I mean, usually they only give the promos like 3 minutes. I mean, let me jump ahead here a little bit, but you also I'll get to this more later, but you had a Bray Wyatt Kurt Angle promo, which was only like 3 minutes long. Like, what the fuck is that? It's not going to make a statement if the promo is only 3 minutes long. This one was more like 10 minutes long, maybe a bit longer, but probably somewhere around there, and it really made a statement. It really put a Bliss over as a legitimate champion, not like Bailey who walks around, all smiley, happy, huggy, the Bailey buddies, all that bullshit. So at least we have a real champion now. And then at the end, she added a good line in there. She tells Bailey, you're always positive and shit. So at least you got something good going for you now that your family is somebody good to look up to. I mean, that was a good little moment there. But it's like, then I don't get WWE's logic after this. Then Bailey attacks her, and then they all start brawling. So there's a big fucking brawl going. So there's action going on in the ring. Oh, we're just gonna cut the commercial. Like, I sometimes don't get why they go to commercial during brawls. Like, why? I mean, we're watching action going on, and then you're just gonna cut to a commercial. I just don't get that. But it was a good promo and a good way to start off the show. So then that leads to an 8 diva tag match here. I'm not going to go through all the people in it, but the heel team won. Just thought it was a typical tag match. Not a big fan of. I've explained numerous times why I'm not a fan of tag matches in this company, and just in general. I mean, maybe WWE just doesn't do them right, but which is probably the case. But I mean, I'm just not a fan of the tag division. I mean, it's just so shitty, and tag matches are just the same shit every fucking time. So I gave this match a half star out of 5. We have then Gallows defeating Enzo Amore. Just another typical fucking match here. 5 minute, 45-second match. Just 0 out of 5 stars. I mean, it just seems like they just put people together in matches and it just leads to nothing. So we have Miz, Ambrose, Rollins, and Balor cutting a promo. Not much accomplished here. I mean, the point of this promo was to set up the main event for the night, so they didn't really talk about anything too significant. So I mean, yeah, they just threw some petty insults back and forth. I mean, nothing too impressive or not impressive, non impressive. Nothing too impressive or non impressive here. Just was kind of a promo to set up the main event. So nothing really happened here. And they've been doing this for like the past 2 weeks, where they've had like 2 or 3 baby faces gang up on the Miz and verbally attacking. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't look good when you have all the baby faces ganging up on a heel. Shouldn't it be the other way around? I mean, that's just a minor thing, but it's just something I realized. But yeah, this promo was nothing really accomplished here. Then you get a cruiserweight 6-man tag match here. It was a pretty boring match. I call these people who were in the match the cruiserweight has-beens because it's people like I think Tony Nese and the black dancer guy. I think his name is Swan. Like when the cruiserweight division first started out, you had people like that. Swan. Who else? Like I said, Tony Nese, Noam Dar, and now you're down. Now it's like the last couple months they brought in some new faces. Now it's Aries and Neville, pretty much. So it just shows you like it's like you put the belt on people like T.J. Perkins and Brian Kendrick and Swan, and it seems like all these people are now pretty insignificant parts of the tag of their cruiserweight division. I mean, that's what they do in WWE. They put the belt on somebody, then you turn around a couple months later, that person's a jobber. I mean, just look at Jinder Mahal. 1 week, I mean, he has not done one fucking damn thing in this company in his whole career. He has done not jack shit, and he's the number one contender, walking around with the fucking belt. I mean, are you kidding me? So that match, just a tag match, boring. The match was slow for a lot of it, like most tag team matches are. So I'll give it a half star out of 5. Then we have Cesaro and Sheamus cutting a promo here. They just turned heel at Payback. Thought it was just a short and ordinary promo. I mean, nothing too special here. You have Gallows or not Gallows. You have the Hardys coming out to confront them, and they just leave the ring, so you don't even get a brawl. I mean, it was just a typical promo. I mean, I like the new direction they're going with Cesaro and Sheamus. So you could say it is something different. So, but I mean, I hope they continue to do new shit with Cesaro and Sheamus, and I mean, it's nice when somebody turns babyface or heel. It's nice for the first few weeks, but then you have to start actually putting work into the feud and the storyline and actually do creative things. I mean, the pizzazz of the heel turn was only going to last so long. Just like the pizzazz or the initial, shock or the spark of the Hardys returning is only going to last so long. You can't just trot them out there and have them cut an ordinary promo or have them wrestle an ordinary 5-minute match. I mean, you have to treat them special. I mean, look at the Dudleys. The Dudleys returned. It was good for a couple weeks, and then they just fucked them up, and now they're not even in the company anymore. I mean, how big of a disaster was their return? So, not too impressed with that. Then we have Cruz defeating Heath Slater. Just a boring ass 3-minute, 30-second, 0 out of 5 star match. Just totally pointless. Then I talked about this earlier, Bray Wyatt and Kurt Angle cutting a promo. So I think Angle's out there to talk about Braun Strowman and Reigns, and I think he said they're both injured or some shit like that. And then you have Bray Wyatt coming out, and like I said, he only cut like a 3-minute promo, and he basically said, I'm a new man or some shit like that after beating Orton. And then he says, so I had to pause the video there for a second, but like I was saying, with Bray Wyatt, he just comes out there, says he's, a different person or something like that after his win over Orton. And he says, like, he's like the savior, or I don't know, some shit like that. And he says he has like some big planned for Raw, and Angle says it's his show, but then Bray Wyatt goes on to say that it's his world, and the promo just ends there. So I mean, a very vague promo there, not much done. I mean, we'll see where they go with that, but I mean, like I said, it was a short 3-minute promo. I mean, it wasn't really that good. Then we have Aries defeating T.J. Perkins. Just a boring match here. I mean, pretty much a typical cruiserweight match. Not really that cruiserweightish. Trying to figure, cruiserweight-esque. Not too cruiserweight-esque. I mean, the cruiserweight division, it's more of a watered-down version of cruiserweight wrestling. So, but after the match, you have T.J. Perkins attacking Aries' ankle and putting him in a knee lock or something like that, which was cool. One thing about T.J. Perkins, that fucking idiot. I always hated him as a babyface, doing the fucking dabbing and all the dancing and all the video game bullshit and all that shit. And he turned heel, and I'm like, oh, good. That fucking Fruit Loop finally turned heel. That's good. He's still dabbing. I mean, are you kidding me? You're a fucking heel. Stop with the fucking dabbing. I mean, it is so fucking annoying seeing him dab all. I mean, you look at him; he's walking up the ring stage after attacking, after attacking Aries. And he's got the tough look on his face. He looks pretty good. He just hurt his knee, and then he does one of these. I mean, are you serious? I know it's just a little thing, but I mean, that's really taking away from him looking tough. I mean, him doing a move that fucking fifth and sixth graders do. I mean, really makes him look like a cupcake. I mean, it makes him look so stupid. Cut it out already. It's fucking wrestling. It's not fifth grade recess. So I gave that match one out of 5 stars. Then we have your main event. Miz defeating Rollins and Finn Balor. I mean, to be quite honest, I thought this match was boring. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, but I mean, this match put me to sleep. I mean, I'm watching it, and the last 5 minutes, I'm dozing off. I'm watching this match, and I mean, they're really just going through the motions. It's a lot of just typical, them using their moves and their typical move set. It wasn't creative. It wasn't that good. And then at the end, you got a little bit exciting because Samoa Joe came out there, and also Bray Wyatt comes out to interfere. So they're gonna do a Bray Wyatt Finn Balor feud, and a Samoa Joe. I guess they're going to continue with Samoa Joe and Seth Rollins, and Miz ends up winning the match, so he will go on to fight Dean Ambrose for the IC belt. And once again, no Brock Lesnar, so that's good. So this match was 18 minutes and 15 seconds long. I mean, at least they gave it a good amount of time, but I mean, I still thought it was boring. I mean, I just did. I thought it was boring. I gave it 1 out of 5 stars. So there you go. But like I said, no Brock Lesnar for like a month now. I mean, he showed up the Raw after WrestleMania, and he hasn't been seen since. I mean, it's ridiculous. So there you go, people. There's your Raw review. I'm finally caught up on all this shit. I apologize for getting so behind, but like I was saying in some of my previous videos, I had finals to study for, and I worked too, so I was a little bit busy as of late, but hopefully I will stay caught up now that, school's over for the semester, and it won't start up again until September, so hopefully I will keep, caught up, because I have a feeling once, to be quite honest, once school starts again, once classes start again, I think I'll probably get behind quite often. Maybe not, but I think I will, because I am taking an extra class next semester, and my class goes on Mondays. I don't get home and probably until quite late, because I think my class ends at like 8:30 or something on Monday. I could try to change it, I guess. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, there you go. I'm fucking scheduling my classes around Monday Night Raw. I mean, it's ridiculous, but there you go, people. There's your Raw review.